Okay, y'all, welcome into Cosmic Cunties this week. I am, as always, so glad to be here and leading you through the week of September 15th through the 21st. Today is September 15th. It is Monday. It's the first day of the week for this astrology reading. I am going to start with, like I did last week, because I love it, with the oracle card readings. So I think this is Karma Cards by Monte Faber. And we start with planets first, then signs, then houses. Perfect. Let's do it, bitches. Okay, so we are grabbing the energy of the week. We are going to find out what the universe is telling us to do this week. And I will then get into my intention for the week. So let's see what comes through here. We have got Jupiter. And then we've got, let's pick the sign. I'm saying this is the nighttime edition because, Cunties, I have not gotten to it until it's 9 p.m. at night. Here I am. Lipstick on for you, Cunties. I hope you enjoy it. I don't know why I keep doing this accent everywhere I go, but I do. Oh my gosh. Okay, I love this. This is good. And Pisces. I know you guys couldn't see it last time. You can't see it, but just trust. Trust your girl. And now for the houses. Watch it be the 6th house because it's the Virgo solar eclipse this week. That would be real university of them. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. No, but we got 4th house again. If you weren't here last week or you didn't watch the video last week, we got 4th house. So I'm going to read to you what this means. The actions that we are being told to take this week. Spiritually, learn or teach your dreams as you did in the past. Learn or teach your dreams as you did in the past. Mentally, be positive about your idealization of your home base or your family. And physically, grow and expand. Be a part of something overwhelming and do what makes you feel secure. The outcome that will come from this week, we have got the granting of spirituality to ultimately experience what makes you feel secure. Mentally, blessings from trusting your psychic knowledge of support. Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, physical, good fortune resulting from the indecision of or about your home base or family. That's an interesting one. But I'll let you guys, all these, that's a collective reading. I'm doing a collective reading. So those are going to hit you guys differently than it might hit me. And also, just like astrology, everyone's natal charts and the way that energies of the week and daily are going to hit you are going to be different from everybody else. So, for example, the moon is constantly moving. She's on a 28-day cycle, and that's our emotions. Well, if the moon is in Aries, for example, then that's going to be in my 12th house, whereas it might be in like your 6th house. And that's just because it's in Aries does not mean we're going to experience it the same way. I digress. So with that being said, this is definitely a week of continuing to release, continuing to let go. That is my intention for you, is to finish this eclipse portal out strong, to know that whatever's releasing from you, whether that be internally, so limiting beliefs, thoughts, ways of thinking about things, ways of going about things, anything internal that you can think of, the ways you show up in partnership and family, And then people, places, and things. We can be losing people, places, or things. So this is all about releasing so that we can align to our highest path and our highest timeline and our most optimal path. So if these things are leaving you, know that they're leaving for the highest good. If shadows are being brought to your attention, know that they're coming up for you to finally honor them and work with them and embrace them and clear them. And know they're probably going to come back another point in your life, because all of our traumas, big T and little t, are with us always. We can't just like get rid of them. It's just how we alchemize them and how we work with them. And so, yeah, I would say look to your personal houses this week with whatever I'm talking about. Mainly, again, just like last week, look to your Virgo house and look to your Pisces house. This is an eclipse week. And so still very much in that portal, like I keep saying. And so it's very important that you focus on how this pertains to you. They could be people, places, or things and not internal as much, because maybe it's Virgo's in your 11th house and it has to do with groups of people and groups of friends. So if you have questions, I am an open book. I love to talk about this, obviously. And so you can message me on Instagram or on YouTube. And my Instagram is at T_MEG. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and dive into this week, day by day breakdown, to see how the energy is going to be affecting all of us as a collective. Just a reminder, your internal world is a direct reflection of what you see on the outside of the external world. So if you're having some shit come up internally, then you just be aware that how you see the world is going to be like a lot of shit's going to be coming up externally as well. It's always a direct reflection. Okay, Monday, today, the 15th. There's not any major aspects. I don't usually talk about sextiles. Those can affect people, especially if you're more sensitive to energy like I am, but not on Cosmic Cunties am I going to cover those, okay? So let's move to Tuesday, the 16th. We have got Venus and Leo trining Chiron and Aries. So this is really asking, Venus is the planet of love and beauty and abundance and how we're able to receive. Leo loves to shine their light and receive and be, even though they may act like they don't, they like to be in the limelight, which is, we should all learn a little bit from Leos. And so this might, and with it trining Chiron and Aries, Chiron is the wounded healer. Aries is the leader, the initiator, move forward. We got two fire signs here, Leo and Aries. Where the question that I pose to all of y'all is, where are we looking for love and attention in all the wrong places? So Chiron might be bringing up some things for you. So where are we seeking outside of ourselves? Where are we not surrendering to the mysteries of life and just letting things unfold? I could take some of that medicine. So Tuesday, I'm going to be working with it. We also have the moon in Cancer conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. This moon is feelings. There's a lot of internal emotional workings when you talk about the moon, and Cancer is also intuitive and emotions, and Jupiter's expansion. So feelings are being expanded on Tuesday. Intuition can be heightened as well, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's like a positive thing. Jupiter is a very beautiful planet, but if you're feeling like shit on Tuesday, it's going to be expanded, and you're going to feel even more like shit because Jupiter's an expander. And then we also have Mars and Libra opposing Chiron and Aries. So Mars, I said it last week and maybe even the week before, Mars really doesn't like to be in Libra. Mars likes to be in Aries. That's the ruling sign. And so ruling planet of Aries. Am I saying that right? I don't think I am. Whatever. You get the point. And if you don't, you'll get the gist. You'll get the energetic gist. It's opposing Chiron and Aries. So Libra and Aries are in opposition. Aries is all about self. Libra is all about partnership. Mars wants to take control, wants to take the lead, wants to initiate, wants to go ahead. So we may feel like we want to take action to kind of carve a path to go forward, to initiate. But we might feel resistance. We might feel like maybe we cannot move forward without being perfect. Or maybe we're indecisive and we're getting in our own way. So maybe look a little closer and get to the root of why you're getting in your own way. What are you trying to protect? What are you trying to hide by not taking action, by not going forward. The moon in Cancer is also going to square Mars in Libra. So our emotions are at odds and wanting to take action. But of course, we have that indecision with Libra and we can't make up our minds. So it's kind of like the heart versus mind energy. We've got the moon, which is the heart, and the Mars, it's like take action. It's kind of going back and forth. So based on those transits that I just listed, it's quite a bit. I would say Tuesday's a really good day to do some shadow work. It's a really good day to go inward and reflect if you're not familiar with shadow work. It's especially with the Mars in Libra and Chiron and Aries aspects. It's really asking you to look inward and balance that out. Then later that evening, we have Moon in Cancer trining Saturn in Pisces. This is a lot of emotions, reflecting on why we feel the way we do, maybe feeling a little strict on ourselves about why we're feeling so intensely. Saturn is daddy discipline. Pisces and Cancers are water signs, so it's very much so emotional. And then we've got the moon, which is also emotional. So we might be feeling like, why do I have to feel this way? Or gosh, why are my emotions getting in the way of this? Or can I not just go on my merry way and just go with the flow without my like heart getting in the way? So just be easy on yourself. Do that work. Know that it's a good day and supportive day to kind of clear and get real with yourself. And then also the moon is moving into Leo. So we're going to feel some passionate, intense, fiery, creative energy. We're going to probably want to feel like we want some attention, maybe a little bit of support, especially for having kind of a wonky day. And of course, if you have somebody with you and you feel like they can offer you support, claim it and get it, honey. Everybody needs some love now and again. Okay, we got Wednesday. Moon in Leo is trining Neptune in Aries. Fire and fire. Leo and Aries. Moon, emotions. Neptune, emotions, but like spiritual delusions. So it can be like we have delusions when it comes to taking action, Aries. And we're feeling like we have fire to our dreams, passions for our delusions, and we want to allow our emotions to move us forward, especially after like the debilitating Tuesday probably that we're going to experience. And so work with that. Feel if you feel like initiatory and fiery and want to move forward on your dreams or delulus, do it. Take advantage of it. It's supporting you. We also have the moon in Leo opposing Pluto in Aquarius. So we may want all the attention on us, moon in Leo, but Pluto's asking us, why do we want all the attention on us? Is it because we have something to offer the collective conscious or just the collective in general? Or is it because we're feeling selfish and we're feeling lonely and we just want attention? So check yourself before you wreck yourself, because Pluto in Aquarius is a very potent energy, and it's going to show you, it's going to shine the light in that black corner of the basement of where that moon in Leo might be a little egotistical. Now, if you're listening to this, you're probably a spiritual baddie. And if you're a spiritual baddie, you probably have imposter syndrome, or you probably feel like showing up and talking about your gifts is very egoic. I just had an astrology reading today by a beautiful woman who is a clairvoyant, and I've done a lot of healing work. I have worked with a lot of healers. I'm like, I get addicted to it, honestly. It's a bad thing. It can be a bad thing. She is so potent and so powerful and so unique, but yet she fears showing up and talking about her gifts. And I'm like, how else is anybody going to find out about you? Like, it's egoic to stay in your mind and be like, oh, but what about if I look this way, or if I act this way, or I come off this way? That's egoic. Just show up and speak your truth and share your gifts, so the people that enjoy you and appreciate you for who you are will find you. And the people that don't, we don't need you, okay? Bye. Mercury in Virgo is going to oppose Saturn in Pisces also on Wednesday. So it's a good time to speak our dreams. It's a good time to lay out the foundation of our goals. And Mercury is all about communication and ideas. So being supported by that Saturn energy to speak officially about our healing, our creative pursuits, allow yourself to step into that. Wednesday's a good day to kind of like step out and toot your own horn in a loving way. so that you can attract your tribe. Your tribe is waiting for you. And we all have that calling. So please do, because I'll come knocking if you've got some healing gifts. Okay, we're moving to Thursday. Mercury is going to move into Libra. So the planet of communication and intellect and technology. We always think of like Mercury retrograde. Think of that, but it's not retrograding. It's just moving into Libra, where Mars is in Libra. So we've got Mars and Mercury working together in the same sign. We want balance. We want fairness. We want wholeness. We want to see the whole picture. We will speak to that, and our ideas will involve wholeness, where it involves everybody, where it's fair and it's balanced. Mercury also is going to oppose Neptune in Aries. And so we do have a bit of an indecision and dreaminess pulling us back from taking charge. But then we can allow the trines that are happening to kind of kibosh that opposition to Neptune. So the trines are Mercury's trining Uranus and Gemini, and also trining Pluto and Aquarius. So the Uranus and Gemini, our mind is supporting our ideas and visions, allowing us to effectively communicate our visions, and so we can take advantage of that. We've got Mercury also rules Gemini, so this is very much intellect and in our mind and our ideas. It's trining Uranus, so Uranus can be chaotic, but like, it's trining, so it's kind of like supporting. It's like, if you have this idea over here and then you have this idea over here, combine it. It's kind of like work with the energy, allow it to support you. It's a positive thing. The trine Pluto and Aquarius, it's asking us, where can we speak up for the collective, for groups of people, and how do we want to show up in groups? Ask yourself that. How do I want to show up in groups? How do I want to speak in groups? Do we have ideas to share that'll help the masses? Share them. You're supported on Thursday. Take advantage of it, okay? I'm always like, take advantage of it, because you never know what day. I mean, you never know what's going to happen any moment of any day. And you never know when a seed can be planted, and you might be someone that might meet someone that you can collaborate with. So it's like, just speak your ideas. If it doesn't come to fruition, okay. You sent it out into the universe, and maybe now somebody else can like run with it. I don't know. It just like, we're creative beings, and we're meant to be creative. And I find that the universe or God, although those aren't interchangeable, like God created the universe, I think, but let's not talk about that right now. I should also create a segment on YouTube called Tiffany's Epiphanies. I tend to put that on my podcast that I have called Wooed Up. Wooed Up has its own YouTube, and it's about spirituality and where it meets reality. And sometimes I've posted Tiffany's Epiphanies on there, but anyways, I digress. What was I even talking about? Oh, we are creative beings, and literally God created the universe. Like, how miraculous is that? Like, look at all of this shit. This is so wild and crazy. But I also think we're being tested to see, like, can you create, and how much can you create, and how wild in your creations can you get? It's kind of like, do you want to be God's favorite kid? Then create the wildest, most wild shit. That's like how I look at it. I also look at it in life like I am this. If you guys ever played Sims, I'm my Sims character, and it's like I want to up-level her. Rosebud, Rosebud, Rosebud. I want her to learn all the hobbies and all the passion projects. And there's not enough time in the world to do that, or to even like meet all the people or read all the books and travel all the places. So it's just like, how much can you do? What can you create? And if you can't, at least put the idea out there. Somebody else can. Okay. Side quest achieved. We're coming to the weekend, Friday. Moon in Virgo is conjunct Venus in Virgo. Okay, so this is solar eclipse energy, because the eclipse is happening on Sunday and it's happening in Virgo for the new moon. The moon is changing to Virgo on Friday. So like we're in the portal, but like on Friday, we're like in the eclipse energy. So this is a kind of like a big Virgo send-off weekend. It's like rounding out the Virgo season. It's kind of like a big send-off. So we're going out with a bang, and this is Friday's like the ignition is starting the bang. Both the Moon and Venus are moving to Virgo. So when the moon moves to Virgo, we're feeling grounded in our emotions. We know what we want to do. We have the past 2-week portal to reflect on what is happening and why and how it needs to happen if it has not already done so. If it hasn't already done so and you know it needs to happen, I highly suggest going ahead and getting it done, or else the universe is going to make it happen for you. Venus is moving into Virgo also, like I mentioned. That's the planet of love, beauty, and abundance. It's also grounded and supported by our internal world. So it's like the external is finally online with our internal world, and it's stable. We're starting to feel the stability come into view. Be careful to not ask for too much, though. Be careful of what your expectations are. Be careful of wanting things to be perfect or look a certain way, because this really can bring love in. And it would be very fated, could be karmic in nature, but I kind of doubt it because we're clearing a lot of karma. And so, kind of just like, don't ask for too much, accept what is happening, surrender, and know nothing is perfect and everything is perfect at the same time and exactly the way that it's meant to be. But we're so supported and loved with this energy. So really accept it and run with it. The moon later on Friday is going to, in Virgo, is going to square Uranus and Gemini. So this is kind of erratic emotions back and forth. Maybe asking us where we do not feel stable in our internal world, especially with the supported, grounded energy I was just talking about. If we don't feel stable, why not? Ask yourself that. Maybe we're asking too much. Maybe we're expecting too much. Remember, we should not be having expectations, though. Only standards. Me and my mom came up with that. My mom and I. Shout out to Lisa. Yeah. So let the shakeups happen. The shakeups are meant to happen with the Gemini, with the Uranus energy in Gemini. But just know that it's happening in your highest good, and that if someone's not meeting your standards, that's okay. Bye. I mean, obviously you want to communicate that to them. If you never communicate what your standards are, give them the chance. But like, also maybe they're just not fit for you. And know that you cannot expect things out of people that if you've not communicated that. Also, just don't have expectations. You'll always be let down. All right, Cunties, we're moving to Saturday. Venus in Virgo, square Uranus in Gemini. So Venus comes up on Saturday to mirror the moon, which is squaring Uranus that we just talked about. So it's the same thing, but it's like, where in love are we feeling not stable? Why not? Allow yourself to get a little, to let go a little, to receive whatever's coming in. So kind of like, don't have your grasp on things and expect things so like perfectly and like dream it up in your head. And then if it's not that way, you're like, meh. I'm talking to myself. Saturday's Sun in Virgo is opposing Saturn in Pisces. So we're all feeling some discipline in who we are. We are being asked to have a little more direction on who we let in. Perhaps this coincides with Venus and Moon in Virgo. Are you wanting too much from others, expecting too much from others? Are you not having secure boundaries? Are you being discerning enough? Are you being too strict on like how people are coming in, how you're showing up in the world? Yeah, just kind of like take note Friday and Saturday, see what's happening and let go a little. Sunday is the eclipse day, new moon in Virgo. New moons are all about calling in. This is the culmination of the last 2 weeks of releasing so much shit. And also, if you could comment below, what did you release this past like 2 weeks? I'm so curious. I'm doing a little research just for my own like mind. I'm just so curious. It's going to be happening at 12:30 Central Standard Time. But remember, Virgo's in the South Node, or the South Node's in Virgo, rather. And South Node's all about, it's not about releasing, but it's about taking the information that you have in the South Node and balancing it out in the center, like swinging that pendulum so the pendulum balances out in the center with the North Node, which happens to be in Pisces. So we talked about this last week. Where in your Virgo house can you bring that energy to balance out your Pisces house? Bring that daily routine, daily habits, and bring it into your dreams, like kind of making the dreams happen. It was all about releasing, but now it's about calling it in with the new moon. So, the main aspect that's going on with this eclipse is the moon is opposing Saturn in Pisces. So this is asking us to be more discerning and more disciplined about what beliefs, ideas, and habits we are carrying within us into this next book of our life. I've been talking about how this eclipse portal is like the peak. It is the apex of this book that we've been writing for 10 to 16 years. The last time that this type of eclipse was happening was in 2006. So what book are you closing after the last like 16 years? I don't know if that maths, but if it doesn't math, you can do the math. Because we're coming into a new book next year, year 1. And so what are we bringing in with us? What habits are we bringing with us? What people are we bringing with us? Because it can also be people, places, and things. Again, just look to your house to see what it's involving. The sun in Virgo is conjunct the moon in Virgo. That's the eclipse. So what are we calling in? We've been releasing so much shit, whether we wanted to or not, the past 2 weeks, mainly internal ways of thinking. Now that we can see things clearly, like we've seen things that are like fading away, not coming back in, not for us, whether that be internal workings or external workings. And so now that we can see kind of the dust is starting to settle, we can maybe start to see the picture a little bit more clearly. We are really being asked to see what direction are we stepping into? What are we calling in? And likewise, what are we closing? It's like the final picture's coming in. It's like we're writing the conclusion of this book. And then later the moon's going to move into Libra. So we're moving out of the eclipse portal at the end of the day on Sunday. We're feeling more balanced. We're feeling a little more relaxed. We're feeling a little less pressure to make decisions. We're allowing the dust to settle to see what happened the last 2 weeks. We're going to keep in mind, though, that we're still in the shadow period. So things can still happen, and sometimes they're more intense for people. I think shadow periods are more intense for me. I think I'm starting to learn that and realize that. So pay attention to that. The moon in Libra is also going to oppose Neptune in Aries. So we're wanting balance, but we also want to take action. But this is about letting the dust settle. We may start to see things more clearly. I keep repeating it. But we need to realize that the picture is not clear quite yet. We cannot take action yet. So it's going to look clearer than it has the last 2 weeks, sure. But just know it's not clear. It's not the full picture yet, okay? So just like let the dust keep settling. And then the moon in Libra is going to trine Uranus and Gemini. So we have a bit of internal chaos, unexpectedness within our internal emotional world. We're trying to make sense of the eclipse portal is what it's feeling like. And that is still very much raw and real. It's like literally the same day. So just like, let's just settle, you know? Settle down, cowgirl. We've also, the last thing this week, we've got moon in Libra, trining Pluto in Aquarius. So we want to be of help and of betterment to others, to the collective, especially within partnership. And we're feeling into ways of how we want to help. So maybe now that we've had the dust settle and some things releasing and clearing, maybe we're starting to have more clarity of how we want to show up in the collective, how we want to show up in partnership, how we want to show up in the world. Let those things just kind of sift in and sift through the dust, and we'll see kind of how it plays out throughout the shadow period. I think the shadow period's 2 weeks, but I need to double check on that. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, so we are rounding out the eclipse portal. We're so close. We're almost done. Hang tight, hang strong. I am rooting us all on. And yeah, I think that is everything that I wanted to share with you guys for this week. I thank you guys for being here. Every time you show up for yourself. You are showing up for the world and all the people you come into contact with. The more knowledgeable you are of the energies that you are working with and that are affecting you, whether it be internally or externally, the more aware you can be and the more that you are better prepared to interact in the world. And that makes the world a much more beautiful place. So as within, so without. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, put them in the comments below. Subscribe if you liked what I'm dishing out. And yeah, thank y'all for being here.